They punished him by keeping him home. But little did they know, that's where his greatest adventure began. Nicholas was not like other children. While the others obeyed rules blindly, Nicholas questioned them. He was clever, observant, and mischievous. But his aunt, a woman who believed discipline was the cure for everything, saw him as a nuisance. She ruled the house with strictness and suspicion. One morning at breakfast, Nicholas refused to eat his bread and milk, claiming there was a frog in it. His aunt immediately accused him of lying, because in her world, children were always wrong, adults always right. As punishment, she decided Nicholas would not join the other children on a long-awaited trip to the beach. For a child, that would normally feel like a terrible loss. But Nicholas wasn't disappointed. He was intrigued. The beach trip would have been dull anyway. He knew the older boys would dig clumsy moats, the girls would collect shells, and the adults would insist on being good. For Nicholas, adventure was not at the beach. It was inside the house. There was one room in the house that had always fascinated him, the lumber room. It was locked, strictly forbidden. The aunt had said, "That's no place for a child." And of course, that made Nicholas want to see it even more. He had watched where the key was kept. He had waited for the right moment. And now, punished and left behind, he finally had his chance. Quietly, he slipped the key from its hiding place. His heart pounded as he slid it into the lock. With a creak, the door opened, and Nicholas stepped into another world. The air was thick with dust, but to Nicholas, it smelled like freedom. There was a tapestry on the wall, a hunter chasing a stag with ferocious wolves waiting to strike. Nicholas studied every detail, imagining how the story might end. Would the hunter save the stag, or would the wolves overpower them both? There were strange books filled with pictures of exotic animals and adventures in faraway lands. There were weapons and curiosities, relics of journeys taken long before his time. To his aunt, this was just a storage room. To Nicholas, it was a kingdom of imagination, richer than any seaside outing. In that quiet, dusty chamber, his mind ran wild with stories no adult could ever control. Meanwhile, outside, the aunt was busy patrolling the garden, determined to make sure Nicholas was not up to mischief. But fate had its own plan. She fell straight into the deep rainwater tank. Trapped and unable to climb out, she cried for help. "Nicholas, come and pull me out," she shouted. Nicholas came to the edge and peered in. But instead of rushing to help, he remembered her warnings to the children. The devil takes many forms and tries to trick the innocent. So Nicholas calmly replied, "How do I know you're not the devil pretending to be my aunt?" Her angry, desperate voice only confirmed his suspicion. He refused to help, walked away, and left her struggling. When the others came back from their beach trip, they were tired, sunburned, and disappointed. The day had been boring, just as Nicholas expected. But Nicholas still carried a secret smile. He had entered a forbidden world, uncovered treasures, and outwitted the aunt who tried to control him. The story shows us that children often see the world more clearly than adults. The aunt's strictness made her foolish, while Nicholas's imagination made him wise. The message is simple. Rules without kindness are meaningless, and imagination can turn punishment into power. So the next time you feel trapped by restrictions, remember Nicholas. Sometimes, the locked doors in life don't keep you out. They invite you to find the key. If you liked this story, share it with others. And don't forget to subscribe.